What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm doing something new on the channel, and that's a reaction video. And I'm sure you're thinking, aren't we supposed to see your reaction on a reaction video? But no, not today. You will just be hearing my voice instead because I am too lazy to set up my camera and get that thing going. So just listen to the audio instead. It's kind of like a little podcast, I guess. And so today's reaction video is going to be about a YouTuber named Saleh. I'm not the biggest fan in terms of how often I watch him, so I don't even know how you say his last name correctly, so forgive me for that. So yeah, I don't watch him too often. Just when I'm bored and there's nothing else to watch, I'll put his video on. And so just a little backstory. I'm not Muslim. I know most of his fans are Muslim, and that's pretty much what his whole community is based upon. So don't be offended if I don't find something as offensive as you might find it, because we're not on the same wavelength in that regard. And so from what I know about Adam and the negative things that caused backlash for him in the prior years, the first thing would be him doing OnlyFans pretty much before it was cool. But I think on his podcast he said that he did it to help his family with money when he was younger, as they grew up poor. But that's what he said, so who knows if it's true or not in terms of the reason behind doing it. Another thing he said was, or not what he said, he had pics leaked of him in the club with some ladies. I don't see that being a big deal, but because of his community, that's frowned upon, so it was a big deal for him. And then the whole Delta flight situation, that he got kicked off the flight because, well, he said just because he was talking to his mother in Arabic. And yeah, there's a lot of controversy about that one, about whether or not that's the real reason why it happened, or if that's what they were actually doing, him and his friend Slim on the plane. At that time in their career, they were doing pranks a lot, so a lot of people think that his story doesn't match up with the whole situation that happened, but I'm not here to talk about that. And then the more recent one is the kissing his girlfriend on TikTok, but that is now his ex-girlfriend, and that caused a big uproar in his community. A lot of backlash. I think they had an intervention within his friend group to see what's going on with him mentally. And so that's just the background that I got. I recently seen a post. Well, it was a YouTube video that was a recording of an Instagram live from his now ex-girlfriend, and that's what I saw. Yeah, I think I seen it yesterday night is when I saw it. I don't know when it was posted, maybe 2 or 3 days ago, and it was like a 45-minute video. I can't remember how long. It was a long one though, and to be completely honest, I couldn't listen to it like only paying attention to that, because there's 3 ladies on it, and just the way that they talk, I don't want to be rude or anything, but I felt like I was losing brain cells the longer I listened to it, focused on what they were saying. And so, I just kind of multitasked. I had it playing in the background while I was doing other things. And so I only heard a few main pieces that kind of stood out to me while I was listening. And that's what I'm going to go over. And the first thing, so this is what his ex-girlfriend was saying about Adam and why they broke up. And so the first thing was, he was talking to other girls, more particularly fans, and they were of a younger age, around 18. Well, she said some were younger, some were a little bit older, but either way, 18 is that iffy age. So that's pretty big controversy there. And as we all may know, Adam's demographic, target audience, whatever you want to call it, is really young, influenceable, young adults, not young adults, like teens, I guess. Yeah, like teens, maybe not even teens, maybe younger than that. And so that's why his channel, for the most part, is kind of family friendly and rated G, something you would see on Disney Channel. Another thing that she mentioned was he drinks alcohol, and so does his friend Slim and his wife Sophia. To me, that wasn't a big surprise. I kind of already assumed that they all drank alcohol. I mean, Adam already said he smokes weed, so I was pretty sure he drank. Slim and Sophia, I guess, is like a little shocker. Maybe if you're big fans, then you're mind blown. I don't know, but that wasn't a big deal to me in terms of being shocked about it. And then the other thing, well, it kind of goes with the talking to other girls thing. She was on his Instagram or Twitter DMs or whatever it was while he was sleeping, and she's seen that he was messaging other girls saying that he wants to meet up with them. And so that was one of the main things that she didn't appreciate. And I mean, who can blame her for that? If it's true, at least. Which she said she has a lot of screenshots. And then one of the other main pieces that I heard during the little Instagram live was an audio message from Adam to her. And I can't remember exactly what it said, but basically it was saying something like, you want to play games, then we can play games. And he didn't say it as nicely as I just said it. He was very aggressive in his tone, kind of evil sounding, like a super villain almost. And it was just an audio, like I said, so you can't see him. But when I heard it, I could imagine him saying it, with his forehead vein kind of popping out while he was saying it. So I was able to imagine it pretty well. And so that was the main three things that I seen or heard from the Instagram live. There's other little bits and pieces that I can't really remember because, like I said, I wasn't paying too much attention to it. Didn't want to lose too many brain cells listening to that. So, like I said, she mentioned she has a lot of screenshots. And so one thing that I think Adam is messing up on is not addressing these allegations. Like I said, it happened 2 or 3 days ago, and he's been completely silent, just in general, on all his social media, including YouTube. He hasn't posted anything, he hasn't said anything, retweeted, liked, or did anything since that video happened. And when you don't even mention it or keep going on with your life, then you kind of sound guilty, or at least that's what I feel. Like, if you don't even you just stop your life completely after that happens, it's not a coincidence, then it sounds like you're hiding something. So I kind of just feel like everything she said is true. And not just because she said it. I kind of imagine Adam as being this guy behind the scenes, Every YouTuber, influencer, whatever, they're not the same person you see on the camera, on the screen. I think everyone knows that, at least the older people, they understand that. It's all a character, like a TV show. People play characters and then they go on with their real life and they're a completely different person. One of the things that I would suggest for Adam would be doing something kind of like Miley Cyrus did. And this kind of goes back to what I was just saying with the whole Disney Channel and acting thing. So we remember Miley Cyrus on Hannah Montana on the Disney Channel in the good old days when Disney Channel had good shows on. That was kind of like the ending of when they had good shows on. I think that was one of the last few good series that they had, and now I don't even know what they play on there anymore. But that's besides the point. So she was Hannah Montana on her show, living the best of both lives. And then, she was like America's angel, innocent, sweet girl with the country accent. And then, bam, she got off Disney Channel and started doing drugs, walking around, taking naked pictures. What else she do? Got a haircut, or went bald. I can't remember what it was. She went on a wrecking ball, can't forget that. And you know, it kind of blew everyone's mind. Like, we pictured this girl as being this sweet, innocent girl, and then, you know, she gets her freedom away from Disney Channel, doesn't have to act a certain way, and she's a completely different person. And I think, like a lot of people, that's something that Adam is as well. And another thing, or another person to compare the situation to would be Fuzi. I think this one is more closely related than the whole Hannah Montana thing, but this is just getting me into this little tunnel that I'm building right now. And so with Fuzi, I'm sure we all know Fuzi Tube, Yusuf. He started YouTube doing the Arab mom, or no, like Muslim mom family skits or something like that. I can't remember, but he played like all the characters in it. And, you know, he made a big following just based off that, and had the whole community, Muslim community pretty much, that loved his videos on that. And then he seen that pranks were taking off, and so he switched up and started doing pranks and stuff like that, social experiments, whatever it was, to help him get to that 10 mil subs that he got to, or whatever it was. And so, you know, he kept on evolving as he went on, and changing as the market changed, as well as in terms of what people were watching. And so Adam, I feel like he hasn't been doing those changes. He's been sticking to his bread and butter, you know, a family channel that is very religious in his videos. And I think that's something that he needs to back off of, if that's not the real person he is. Like Fuzi, we now know Fuzi as the guy that has the tattoos, he smokes, he drinks, you know, he's living his life. And one of the good things that Fuzi did was he made that divide. You know, he said, you know, don't associate me with the Muslim community anymore, because, you know, I don't want to be the face of the religion, you know, because I'm not the perfect Muslim, or whatever he said. And I think that was one of the best moves that Fuzi made, because at that point he had two types of fans: the ones that loved him for him and continued watching, and the ones that just liked his content that he had at that moment, and they stopped watching whenever he started drinking and the tattoos and all this and that. And so that's something that Adam needs to do. If, you know, the family oriented religious person is not what he really is, then he should just own up, and, you know, like what he's been saying in his last videos, just be honest, right? Just be honest, and everything will be fine. So once he takes his own advice and he becomes honest, I think he'll be on the right path. If he wants to be the guy that doesn't want to be the face of the Muslim community, like he kind of is right now, and he wants to take a step back and be like, this is the real me, I do this, this, and this, I go to the clubs, I drink, I'm living my life. But, you know, you can still be religious, just don't, you know, base your channel off being religious, because if you're not doing religious things off the scenes, like off the camera, then you can't be focusing your channel on religious stuff, because that's just contradicting yourself there, and nobody likes one of those type of people. But that's just my 2 cents on the whole situation. If you're a diehard fan, you probably don't agree with a single thing I just said. If you're a neutral fan like me, then you probably see I got some valid points in what I said. But it is what it is. If you don't agree, you just wasted 14 minutes. Go ahead, leave a dislike, and tell me why I'm wrong in the comments below. If you do agree with what I said, congrats. It only took me 14 minutes to get you to agree with me. And let me know what else you think in the comments below, because I'd love to read what you guys are saying from the same situation. Especially, you know, if you're more of a fan than me, then there's a lot of stuff I don't know that I might be blowing out of proportion for no reason that I just don't realize. But that's all I got for you guys today, and I will see you guys in the next video.